Relationships are breaking down. Suicide rate is up. Homelessness is up. People stuck in the 9 to 5 is up and not living their life. I've been in low places many a time in my life. Council estates with my mum, single parent, losing businesses, losing millions in bad property deals before I became a professional property investor.
Yeah.
But there are some key things to do to have an unstoppable mindset. Proximity is power. You really need to change the environment that you are currently spending most of your time with.
One of the openers that I'm currently using is a Gallup poll recently was done worldwide, and it came back with 900 million people come back saying they feel unfulfilled and unhappy.
Wow.
And I think it would be really powerful for the audience just to hear how we've gone from survival to thriving. How about that? Hi, I'm Matthew J, and I'm delighted to be hosting the Deal Makers podcast with the main man himself, sat right beside me, Mr. Liam Ryan. Dude, great to have it.
Well, you know what? I'm just thrilled that you are hosting a number of my podcasts now.
Thank you.
And you get to tap into my brain.
Yeah.
And we can share this information out with our incredible audience.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be great few sessions in for sure. And I'm really pumped, and thank you for inviting me on. So
Great.
I wanted to tackle, because you and I share stories that have been very challenging in our lives and that have got us to where we are now. And I think it would be really powerful for the audience just to hear how we've gone from survival to thriving.
Wow.
How about that?
Well,
I don't know.
I think that's really important, because certainly in this current climate, there is more depression, there's more anxiety, there's more resentment, relationships are breaking down, suicide rate is up, homelessness is up, people stuck in the 9 to 5 is up and not living their life that they truly deserve and desire. There's less people financially free than ever before. And a lot of this, people don't like to really talk about this or look at this, because there's definitely a blame culture.
Yeah.
There's a blame culture. We're going to blame the government.
Yeah.
We're going to blame society. I'm going to blame my parents. I'm going to blame COVID. I'm going to blame. And what we have to do is we have to look inward, not outward. And we really do need to work on having an unstoppable mindset. And I know you are incredible at this with what you do with your clients. And I'm certainly very good at this as well. So this is a great topic. We're really going to share some tips and tricks through this session. I really want to give people some actionable steps as well at the end.
Definitely.
On what they can go and do to become unstoppable and really work on their mindset.
Yeah, that's great, because I genuinely think it's a bit unspoken about. There is a bit of a fear factor and I don't want to say particularly in male society, but I think there is an element within male society where they just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
They actually do. They actually do want to talk about it. They just don't know how to go about it.
Yeah, what avenue to go down.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely feel, obviously, in men and women, that they're not talking enough, and people try and figure it out themselves. And maybe you're tuning into this and it's like you've not really had any help and support.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you maybe have a mum and a dad and you've got some people at work, but actually there's no one really giving you any type of guidance, strategy, belief, or action. So people are just left to their own device, and what they're being filled with is negativity in the news, negativity in the press, negativity on radio, negative friends, negative family members. And I'm not saying this is everyone, but for a lot of people out there, negative people at work, people are imploding right now.
Yeah.
People are sick and tired. I think there's going to be like a civil war take place soon, right?
Well,
it's nuts what's going on. So I highly recommend that if you're someone that wants more out of life, you've got to stick around and listen to this.
100%. I've been doing some research with my speaking, and one of the openers that I'm currently using is a Gallup poll recently was done worldwide, and it came back with 900 million people have come back saying they feel unfulfilled and unhappy in life and work. I mean, that is powerful stuff. And to me, that is really sad. That is the genuine definition of the word sad. To be in that situation where it's life and work.
Yeah.
And again, I just broke that down for context. That equates to 13 and a half times the UK's entire population. So just to kind of, for me, it's kind of like a visualization. What does 900 million people look like? It's like, oh, actually, okay.
13 and a half times the UK population. Wow, that is unreal. And yeah, it's right. Yeah. People are going through this process and they don't know how to get out with it. I think we should share some great things on how people can get out of this stuff.
Because I know how it is that I'm now. And I heard your story.
I've been in low places many a time in my life. Council estates with my mum, single parent, losing businesses, losing millions in bad property deals before I became a professional property investor. Ups and downs. I was never born into money, but there are some key things to do to have an unstoppable mindset. Proximity is power. You really need to change the environment that you are currently spending most of your time with.
So you're talking physical environment or mental environment, or a combination?
Yeah, certainly physical. So, and I'm not saying everyone can just sack their boss tomorrow and leave their day jobs or their business, but you've got to start hanging around people that are not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk. Who inspires you? Who motivates you? There's loads of people out there that are doing great things. Life is great. England is great. Of course, there's downsides. But are your glass half empty, your glass half full? It's how you approach life. It's not how is life treating me. It's how am I treating life? This is so important. So number one, you've got to upgrade your circle. You also need to take full accountability to where you are right now. And actually say, like I did 10 years ago when I lost my business minus £392,000. I was literally living on interest-only credit cards. I couldn't look my partner or my kids in the eyes because I felt so freaking hated myself. I was at one of the lowest points of my life. But I had to say, hey, you know what, Liam? Your way isn't the best way. And get out your own way and actually take accountability that what you may have been doing is actually your fault. It ain't your parents' fault.
No.
It ain't the government's fault. It's no one else's fault other than your own. So that's definitely something.
So you're talking about choice there as well, because I see it with my clients and my program, and very much you can choose to stay where you are. Do you want the life that you know and have, or do you want the life that you dream of and believe you deserve? And what I would say is everyone deserves the life that they dream of.
Great.
It's just how you then go about getting it.
Exactly.
And so what we're talking about is choice, guidance. You reference that. Mentorship has been a big thing in my journey. You know that. You're sat here as one of my key mentors. And
we've done some great things together.
We have done.
We've traveled the world together. We've been on retreats together. You've launched your products and services. You're getting great results. And look, I own the UK's leading property business and wealth training company. So I'm very pro mentorship. But 10 years ago, before I set up my business, I didn't really know what mentorship was.
Was it a scary path for you?
Well, you know what? I was in so much pain. And my first mentor, I gave him £25,000 of the bank's money, leveraged cheap money, sold some stuff on eBay, got some money from some friends and family members. Jay, my great business partner, he also leveraged cheap money as well. It wasn't actually that scary because it was like, well, if I don't do this, it's probably going to get worse. And it was like some people go, oh, mentorship is, it costs too much money. Well, it's cost me now 8-figure businesses in the positive. multi-million pound organizations, 50 full-time members of staff from continuously investing. So I'm a huge one. That's my third point, is get yourself a great mentor and hang around great people.
Yeah. The rule of 5, that is a massive application to life, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Professionally, personally, we've both been through personal trials, I know, and I mean, that but maybe a slightly different conversation another time. But when you have a circle, or a social circle, and they're not actually helping you see the good in you and the good in a tough situation even, it's just going to bring you down.
It's like, do you want to be in the 3% or the 97%? I want to be in the 3% of really successful people. And you're right, it comes down to a decision that needs to be made, a decision that needs to be made. So what else have we got? Other things, so really actionable steps.
Yeah.
You can do daily meditation.
Yes.
I think this is a really, and look, but I don't actually do that every day. Like, I go through phases, and it's a hard discipline to crack.
Yeah.
But when I do it, I feel even better.
Yeah.
So I would set you a challenge to meditate 5 minutes a day for the next 21 days. This is important, okay? What else is going to help you go from surviving to thriving? What you put in your body is really important. So stop the chicken nuggets from McDonald's. Hey, okay, for a treat. Well, it's not a treat, but if you really need something every now and then, it's shit. Processed food is shit. Really try and stick to single ingredient food, and it's cheap. You can go and get good quality food, single ingredient, and it is cheap. It costs less than meal deals and McDonald's and pizzas. So start putting good stuff in your body. This is important. Also, exercise. Daily exercise. And if you're doing no exercise right now, we'll start with 3 times a week. There's no excuse where you cannot go on a 30-minute walk. You don't even have to run.
You're talking about what I call kinesis, which is the third step of my Make It system. Easy 6-step system to follow. Kinesis, K. Kinesis is the Greek word for movement.
Great.
Applied to exercise. As you said, go for a walk. You don't need to be in the gym, but there's a lot in between.
Yeah, go for a walk, go for a run.
Yeah.
You can get into a gym. This is important. So I call it the triangle, yeah? You've got to look after yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. And when that's aligned, you are in the center, you will go from surviving to thriving. You've also got to perhaps change strategy. So if you're not making the money you want to make, if your career or job is not serving you, stop moaning about it and start looking to do other things, other income generating activities. This is really important. And what I also recommend you do is, and you can start right now today and do this for the next 21 days, is start with a gratitude list. So get a little book, have it next to your bed, write your gratitude list out, because it's very easy to be glass half empty rather than glass half full.
Sure.
And if you start with these daily actions and you are disciplined, disciplined is the key word today, okay? Disciplined.
Tough one.
When you're disciplined and you say, I'm going to do these things no matter what, you then get the compounding effect, because just one of these things doesn't make everything right.
No.
It's about applying this stuff into your daily life, and you slowly but surely, then very quickly, you start to transform. So make sure you've got the right strategy. So property would be a great strategy. You know, get involved with 3 or 4 high cash flowing properties, making you £15,000 each per year. All of a sudden, you've doubled or matched your income. You can then start to reduce your hours. You can then start to sack the boss, and you can have this side hustle going on where income follows assets. And that's, if you really want to thrive, then definitely build an asset-backed portfolio. And also go and do some great stuff with you. Hey, I mean, obviously I know, but every time I hear you, I'm really intrigued. Tell us about the Make It system. So you said there's 6 steps. What are the 6 steps, and what does it help someone do?
Absolutely. So Make It is a 6-step system that I applied in my own life. saw great results from and have clients that have seen the same. So, I'm really proud of it. It's a simple system to follow for transformation. And it is revolving around mindset, aspiration, kinesis, movement, including exercise or just being outdoors, experience, inspiring yourself and others. You can't inspire others until you have inspired yourself. That's my bottom line.
Great.
And then that leads to your transformation. And there's a gate review before you get to inspire, just to make sure that we've covered the first 4 steps, because without those first 4 steps, you can't start inspiring yourself and then others. And that can be in personally, in professional, in romantic, whatever connotation you want to put it to.
Yeah, I've seen some of the work you've done, and obviously I've mentored you through the process, and I know some of the people that you've had help with, and it's really, really helped people go from thriving, surviving to thriving, and having a positive mindset. And really just to end on this, the language patterns that people use are either going to break you or they're going to make you. So rather than saying, what if, are you sure, and being negative, you want to say things like, I will, I must, I can, I'm going to do this no matter what. You've got to start talking in a positive way, even if you don't believe it, and that's going to drive you forward.
That's the start of it. So let's wrap up there. That's been a great episode, man. So, please do check us out, the main man, Liam Ryan, and Matthew J Fulfillment on Instagram.
Great, brilliant. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Check this dude out.